Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees' bid for 162-0 is over, and they lose to the Mariners tonight in Seattle. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on the other side of midnight, folks. We're broadcasting late night. This is what happens when you got games on the West Coast in the beginning of the season. And the New York Yankees walked into Seattle tonight. They lost a heartbreaker in the ninth inning with a walk-off single by Cal Raleigh. Big slumper before tonight. 2-1, but that's not really the story. The Mariners are favored to go to the World Series this year out of the American League, and this is going to be a big test for the New York Yankees early in the season. So my question to you is, did Aaron Boone mess up the order in which he brought the bullpen guys in tonight? Because bringing Fernando Cruz in the fifth inning seems counterproductive to me. With a guy like Blackburn, who was in mop-up duty all year last year for the Yankees and the Mets, and seemed like he forgot how to throw a fastball, it's a big head-scratcher why you would see a guy like Blackburn in the ninth inning. Now, mind you, the New York Yankees have had the right formula, and their bullpen has been historically good to start the season. Did the Yankees get a little cute? Did they think whoever they threw in on the bump from the pitching lab was going to do well? Because Jake Bird and all these reclamation projects like Yarborough and now a guy like Blackburn and Hedrick, they think that they can put anyone up there and they can be effective. Now, Aaron Boone is going to the book, going to the computer, and looking up to Brian Trashman to ask for advice on who he should put in. But Matt Blake has got this bullpen firing on all cylinders. But when you have the final decision as the manager, this falls on Aaron Buffoon tonight by bringing Blackburn in a high-leverage situation. This guy should not be seeing any life past the fifth inning. And especially with Ryan Weathers going as many innings as he did, I would have liked to see Boone not bring Cruz in the fifth inning. Let me know in the comments below. Does this fall on Aaron Boone's managerial skills, or did the Seattle Mariners just outplay the New York Yankees tonight? Like I said before, the Giants were an appetizer. Now it's time for the main course. And tonight, serving by Seattle, Luis Castillo. Man, this guy owns the New York Yankees. Every time this dude pitches against us, he owns us in a big spot. Now, you got to remember, go back a few years ago, Luis Castillo, before he went to the Mariners, was going to be a New York Yankee. They were going to trade for him, but they didn't want to give up their prospects. The prospects were Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Oswaldo Peraza. So after tonight's performance by Luis Castillo, would you do that trade all over again? Let me know in the comments below, because I think I know where you're leaning on that question. And the New York Yankees early were questioning the umpires. The New York Yankees were 5 for 5 on challenges tonight. And you even saw Aaron Buffoon Bubbles chirping at the umpire tonight by get it right. And I have to admit, this shows that Baboon wasn't a psycho last year. This shows that Baboon had a real leg to stand on last year when it came to balls and strikes. I even was like, yo, man, you got to stay in the dugout. You're going to give us a bad reputation. But when he meant savages in the box, our umpire has a great eye for balls and strikes, and now he is being vindicated with every single challenge. And the umpires are getting egg in their face around the league, and you know what? I love it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the ABS challenge so far and the challenges, because the umpires have never been held accountable before. A guy like Angel Hernandez could be in the league for 15 years and be the worst umpire this side of Pluto and still have a job. Now these guys need to correct it on the fly, in-game, and make adjustments. Now, there is two trains of thoughts about this. I'm an old-school baseball guy. I like the fact that when you showed up to the game, the umpire was calling a certain strike, and then pitchers would seek that out and know to throw that for a strike. But tonight, the Yankees were throwing strikes left and right, and their pitching was dominant once again, only giving up 2 runs. And it all started off with Ryan Weathers tonight starting off the game. And after the spring training that he had with an ERA of 8, I was very worried about tonight's start going into a tough place like Seattle. Ryan Weathers took care of business. He had a bad first inning, but then he settled down. You could tell it was nerves from him. And also, like I said earlier today in the New York show, you can see that spring training is getting expanded into the regular season, and pitchers are still being ramped up as far as the New York Yankees are concerned because Ryan Weathers and Will Warren only made it around 4 innings. They could have stretched them longer because Ryan Weathers was dealing at that certain point, but then Ryan Weathers got into a little bit of trouble, left 2 men on, and then Fernando Cruz comes in. Now, my big question is, did Aaron Baboon mess up the move at the end of the game by putting Blackburn in the 9th inning? I wrote in my notes in the 5th, why is Cruz in? I understand that you have 2 runners in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd, but Cruz doesn't see the 5th inning. Cruz doesn't even see the 6th inning. He's a high leverage guy, and I understand you need to get out of that inning before things get out of hand, but you need to put a guy like Blackburn in the 5th inning, so if things do get out of hand, you can adjust accordingly afterwards. I also have in my notes, when Cruz came in, why not Yarborough? It's in the 4th inning, 5th inning when they get in. Why not put Yarborough in, who could do about 2 innings? I would like Boone to attack the bullpen this way. If a guy like Weathers and Will Warren, and if you're going with a 4-man rotation, utilize the middle relievers on the New York Yankees. I haven't seen Yarborough get a lot of work, and you had a left-handed bat in at the plate. So why not bring Yarborough in, who's been very good in spot relief and middle relief, and eat up 2 innings, so then you can bring in those high leverage situation guys, because the Yankees bullpen was lights out except for Blackburn tonight. And I don't know why they didn't flip-flop that. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Blackburn has absolutely no reason to be in a 9th inning? Because I don't. But as far as Ryan Weathers is concerned, you can build on this start. This is going to be great for his confidence, and he looks like a diamond in the rough. He is my adopted child of the year, 26-year-old left-hander. This guy's got his future ahead of him. His father was an ex-Yank, and I think he's got the pedigree and the makeup to be a good pitcher on the New York Yankees. He's just holding down the fort until Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole show back up from injury, then Luis Gil from AAA. So the New York Yankees have arms in bunches as far as the starting is concerned. But the bullpen tonight, another lights-out night tonight. Cruz came in with that sinker ball. All he did was give sinker balls that just fall off the table, got out of trouble in that inning. And then you got a guy like Hedrick comes in there. I told you in the spring training episodes that the New York Yankees organization are very, very high on Hedrick, and you can see why. He was effective again tonight. Then you got Duvall with that super sinker that he has. It's called a turbo sinker, and that's what the pitching coach and the pitching lab in the New York Yankees organization has gotten out of these guys. You can see it across the board. Even Bird looks great. The guy that we got from the Colorado Rockies last year who looked like he couldn't even pitch, Brian Cashman made these moves, and now this bullpen looks locked down and steady. And probably the reason they didn't go to Bender in the 9th inning tonight was because they have 2 more games against Seattle. They don't want to really burn into their bullpen, and the New York Yankees have Max Fried going tomorrow. So, hey, this was a great game. If you love chess matches as a baseball fan, this was the game for you. They had guys on deck and then bring in the lefty. Nope, we're going to bring in the righty. And a productive out from Ahmad Rosario tonight in the pinch hit. But I really don't get why you would put Rosario in for 2 at-bats against a right-handed pitcher when you can leave McMahon in. I know McMahon can't hit water if he fell out of a boat right now, but he is a left-hander, and you got to leave him in. McMahon had an error tonight. And the one thing that really worries me about the third base position is that we don't have one. I know that we have 2 on the team, but we don't have a third baseman, and the New York Yankees haven't had a third baseman since Gio Urshela. This organization's tried to get cute with the third base position, and that's why I was saying when I see Matt Chapman playing and tearing it up for the San Francisco Giants, why we couldn't have got that guy for 4 years at $40 million a couple of years ago. But as far as the hitting is concerned on the New York Yankees, is it the good pitching of the Seattle Mariners, or are the New York Yankees slumping right now because Giancarlo Stanton is the only one hitting on this team right now? Look at Trent Grisham, another 0 for 4 night tonight, a 154 average, on base of 267 as our leadoff guy. Aaron Judge finally got a weak signal. Now, the thing about Aaron Judge is, right, he might have a low average right now. He's got 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. But remember what I said to you. When he's coming out of a slump, he's hitting it down the third baseline. Tonight, that little bloop single to right center is going to start to elevate, and Judge is going to start breaking out very soon. Ben Rice did a decent job at the plate tonight. Also at first base, missed a couple of balls. His defense has been all right. And Jazz Chisholm, you could see that he didn't like playing in the cold tonight. He's always got the headgear on. He plays much better in a warm atmosphere. But listen, I'm not going to get too crazy over a loss to technically and what Las Vegas thinks is the best team in the American League. But I will have the breakdowns just like I do for you every post-game show for the New York Yankees after every game. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada. Bye.